Hello, welcome to Wild West Garage. My name's Morgan and I'm standing out here beside the shop and my old Ford forklift. It's got an updraft carburetor on it, and lately it's been leaking terribly, flooding. Doesn't seem to affect the way it runs, which is kind of interesting, I guess, because it's an updraft. It doesn't flood out, it just floods outside of the carburetor rather than inside the engine. So I'm going to try and fix it. So I guess this is your typical updraft carburetor. This thing's got a inline 3-cylinder in it. And so what I've been doing is, for the last, I don't know how many months now, is when I run this thing, I jam this modified milk jug down in here like so, and any gas that runs out of it just goes inside here, and then I just pull this out of here and pour it back in the fuel tank. So when I'm not using this forklift, I just store the gas catcher right there. So that's been working for so far without any issues, as far as you know, gas is running down beside electrical components, things that make spark and all that. But so far so good. But I'm just decided I've been pushing my luck, so I'm gonna try and fix this thing. I'm not going to try and pull that fuel hose off there because I'll just wreck it. So I'm just going to unscrew the fitting. Let the fitting swivel inside the hose. There we go. I need a bigger wrench for that. Just push the fuel linkage or the throttle linkage off the back. It's got a ball type connection. Of course, I don't have a kit for this, so hopefully I can fix it without a kit. Let's get undo this choke cable. Choke cable shorting out on the battery terminals down here on the solenoid. I guess I better disconnect the battery. give this thing a little clean up on the outside. It's pretty crusty. Don't need to wash the door. So a replacement, this is a Zenith carburetor. A replacement carburetor I got a price from a tractor dealer. It's $1,000. So I almost don't even think the forklift's worth $1,000. So I mean it probably is, but there's no way I'm paying $1,000 for a carburetor. Especially a carburetor like that. So this is just one of those cheap, I don't know, you can probably get this solvent tank for a couple $100. But the thing I didn't like about it was the pump. The pump was originally up here. See the switch for the pump sticks out the side. It was originally up here. So I added the sump. So because otherwise you need about 4 gallons of solvent in this thing. So by adding the sump, I reduced it down to like 1.5 gallons or so. So even at that, that has to be pretty full for it to work efficiently. And then I left the sump, the edge of the sump, like there's a lip here. See that? A little bit above the surface of the tank, of the solvent tank, so that way any big junk settles to the bottom, and then just the solvent flows over. It gets to a certain point and it flows over the top, so it keeps the solvent, keeps big junk out of the sump. Anyways, at least that's the theory. So I'm just going to scrape away at this thing a little bit here. A little bit more, get all the big lumps of stuff off it. So we either have a needle and seat problem or a float problem. Just going to find out. Either way, I don't have the parts. Have to come up with some sort of redneck solution, home-brewed solution. Okay, good enough. Drip dry for a bit. So I guess this has a gasket on it. So I don't want to destroy it. Looks like I haven't. Of course it stayed on the bowl side, which is not good. It needs to come off of that bowl side. Like an X-Acto knife. You utility knife here, razor blade type knife, to carefully cut the gasket off, or just wedge it in between the gasket and the bowl so I don't tear it. And it worked out really well. Look at this. Look at the inside of this thing. Look at all that junk. Look at that. Wow. See what we got going on here. I'm just about to pick up the float here and shake it. Usually if there's a hole in the float, it'll be full of gas. You'll be able to, that's healthy. You'll be able to hear it in there. That was not the case here. I don't know why this thing would be leaking. Everything looks in really good shape. Keep this out in the light. It's kind of weird. I don't see any issues with this thing. Other than all the crap that's in it. Oh, there's a hole in the float, in the bowl. Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. It's actually a hole in the bowl. Wow. So right there, where all that crap was, it just corroded. Huh. So I've scraped most of the junk out of the bowl with the screwdriver. I'm just going to give it a little wash out here. And you'll see later on I used some acid to really clean it out good. So that explains why it didn't run any different, why it wasn't flooding the engine, because it was just an external leak. I've never seen so much junk inside of a carburetor. It's really pitted on this side. Obviously, it's pitted right through the bottom. There's lots of other spots where it's close to going through too. I guess it's pitted on both sides really. So I just sprayed in a little wax and grease remover. Just a little more, lots cleaner for one thing. And I'm going to dry this out. And then I'm going to throw a little acid in there and clean out the rest of that corrosion. And I'm going to epoxy it up. It's close to having a few more holes in it.
What's that?
I'm talking to YouTube.
You want, oh, I see. Right. Oh, wow.
So bad in there, eh?
Yeah, you should probably like put epoxy like everywhere.
I'm going to. But I gotta get all that corrosion out of there.
Yeah, that's insane.
So.
Man.
Well, that wasn't a 1/8 bit.
Oh, shoot. Oh, no.
Oops. Still plug the hole.
What?
Still plug the hole.
Yeah. Just grab a cordless.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
There you go.
I love this job. I'm gonna pedal down. I'm just gonna get paid to ride me back to town and buy a cordless.
So my youngest son is a truck driver, and you can see that rig in the top left corner of the screen there. So he's hanging around the shop working on his truck today. So anyways, it's kind of nice having the boys around, or at least one of them. So anyways, you'll see him in and out of the screen. Okay, so I drilled out the hole with a bit that was bigger than 1/8, but anyways, put a rivet in there anyways. But watch this. It's acid trip. Hydrochloric acid. I think it'd probably eat through the aluminum, the good aluminum too, so I don't want to get too carried away here. Just want to get that corrosion out of there. She's cooking. So there's 2 more holes in this thing now.
More holes?
Yeah. I managed to poke 2 holes in it with that little awl and the little pick tool. So anyways, bit of a lattice work. Bit of a lattice work.
The acid burned more?
Well, it was really thin. It was really pitted there. Just poking at it with this. It just went through.
Wow.
There's some deep holes there too, but this is thicker.
Oh yeah.
Right there. No, I'll just slam a couple more pop rivets in it.
Get the right size drill bit this time?
Yeah, use a 1/8 drill bit. Get all that white corroded stuff out of there. Looks like a moonscape. So I took a flat, like a blunt punch, and just hammered down those rivets a little bit, so they're they're closer to the bottom of the bowl. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a layer of epoxy over the whole bottom, just on this side. This other side, there's some deep pits there, right around that green thing, which is a drain. But it's a lot thicker there, see? So I'm not worried about that going through. So, or actually no, maybe I will put some epoxy just on those holes. Yeah, I'll just fill up all the little craters with epoxy. I don't want to fill up around that bolt because I might want to drain it sometime. Alright, I'm ready to put this thing back together. Don't bother with those. Okay, so there it is. All epoxied up. It's kind of, this was plastic. Like, I guess it's a special formula for plastic, but that's all I had, so that's what I'm using. Now I already poured a bunch of gas in there and let it soak for a while, and it hasn't affected it at all, so it's good. It'll work. So back together it goes. Is it in here? Can't see why it would be in here. Yeah, it is. Why did I do that to myself? See if I can get it. It's in there. Okay. So let's stick this gasket on first. Guess it goes that way, yeah. Well, I'm glad that's all it was, just those holes. I mean, it's not ideal, but at least I didn't have to buy anything. It'll work until it doesn't work. Oh, I'm missing, forgetting a part here. This venturi. That won't work very good without that. Let me see here. This goes this way. There we go. It's kind of goofy. You gotta flip it back over to put the screws in. Simple thing to work on anyway. So I have a I have a propane conversion for this that I think will work on this machine. So that was my plan. If I couldn't fix the carburetor, I was gonna put that on. That's a lot more involved. I have to make an adapter for it and everything. So this will work. Epoxy on the outside too. All right, let's put this thing back on. It's kind of dark out here. I feel kind of silly I didn't do this earlier. Oh well, it's done now. Tell you, forklifts are sure a handy thing to have. We did a re-roof on our house, and it was just so nice to put all the materials up on the roof of this thing. You know. Yeah, and I get deliveries of things here from time to time, and it's just nice to be able to unload with the machine. Simplifies life. I traded this. I built a, I guess it was a, I think it was a 12 by, a 12-foot tandem axle trailer. I just built it out of an old travel trailer chassis, and I traded it for this machine. Good deal for everybody. Just about ready to fly here. I'm going to put this clamp back where it originally was. There we go. Knock the coil wire off. That would have been wondering what was going on. Doesn't go in there very good. There we go. Just got to reconnect throttle linkage. We're ready to go here. Go find the key. Battery back up. Well, it's not leaking anymore. It's got to run. Come on. Not going to want to run. Well, I'll mess with it. No, oh, I know it's wrong. You got to turn on the fuel. Duh. There, maybe now it'll run. That would explain why it's not leaking either, but hopefully it's not going to leak. Okay. Hopefully got some battery left. There we go. You can hear it pumping fuel now. Okay, it's gonna run now. There we go. Just like that. Runs neat. Famous last words. There we go. It's not leaking. So that's that. So that worked out really well for me anyways. You know, I was going to, I think I spent more time looking on the internet, trying to figure out, you know, because you can buy carburetors for that, like similar to that. I didn't find one exactly like it, but I found lots of them for like under $100. And then, like I said, that one that I got price on locally from a tractor supplier or tractor shop, it was $1,000. So you know, so I think I spent more time looking at carburetors on the internet and talking to different people about it, and one guy in particular, than I did actually fixing it. So I mean, I mean, it's not perfect. I mean, you know, time will tell. You know, that repair might outlast me. I don't know. You know, it might outlast the rest of the machine. I don't know. I mean, but in the meantime, it's better than gas leaking all over the place, and didn't really cost me anything. I think I might have spent a couple hours on it total. So I don't even think I spent that much time on it. But anyways, so I started working on it this morning, and took a little break while that epoxy was setting up, trimmed my hedge, and yeah, so and then I spent like 10-15 minutes putting it back together and putting it on the truck or on the machine. So anyways, thanks for watching this one. It's you know, we don't just do metal shaping here at the Wild West Garage. We do other stuff. So you know, tractor carburetors, windshield transmission repairs. I haven't posted that video yet. What was the last video about? Can't remember. Oh, motor mounts. Well, cab mounts. I guess motor mounts. I talked about motor mounts. Yeah, so there we go. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, everybody. And I think I'm up to 2,600 subscribers now, so pretty happy about that. A lot of people came over from Buck and Billy Ray, his channel, and you know, I appreciate that. Buck and I have become, I think we've become friends, and so I'm looking forward to getting back on his truck. I'm waiting for some brake parts, and and that'll be it. We're gonna ship this one out, and bring his other truck in here. So I'm looking forward to that. And I've had 2 other inquiries from guys through YouTube asking me to do work on their vehicles. One guy's a local guy, and I don't know. I haven't heard back from the other guy. Maybe he's too far away. I don't know. So, anyways, I'm just going to keep on fixing stuff. See you next time. Thanks.